Hey ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mel Herbert here. We're going to configure my Model 3. Now Tom just did this, but he did it pretty quickly because he needed to get that order in. I'm going to do it in a bit more detail. Here is the email. What's interesting is that Robert hasn't gotten his yet, and he stood in line. They'll talk about that on the show. But here we go in a little bit more detail, configuring the Model 3. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when you click on that magic thing, here's where you come to. So, first of all, it shows you a nice picture. Oh, boy, it looks like a great car, doesn't it? Wow. First production. The first Model 3 configuration to enter production features a long-range battery, rear-wheel drive with premium upgrades throughout. So if you want it now, you're going to have to, get all the toys. So it's a $35,000 base. I've already put $1,000 down. You have to get that battery to get the 310-mile range. You have to get that, and you have to get the premium upgrades. That's what I was a bit unclear about. And so your total is $48,000. So these first cars are not $35,000. They are not close. But here's the amazing thing. Delivery is in 4 weeks. So they must have ramped production substantially. Now, if you go over here and you decide, look, I just don't want all this. I just want sort of a standard battery, and maybe I want the dual motor version because I live on the East Coast and I need that, whatever it is. You're not going to get it for a while. You're going to get the standard battery version early next year, or the dual motor version in spring. And so you can click on this puppy and hold your place, or you can click on this one and get started. Do we take the red pill or the gray pill? Oh, we're taking the red pill. So then it goes through your standard safety features. So it's Model 3 and it's designed to achieve the highest safety rating. Okay, great. So it's got automatic braking and side collision warning. It's got 8 airbags, electronic stability and traction control. It's got that 15-inch screen. We've got the Wi-Fi and LTE connectivity, keyless entry, voice-activated controls, all standard stuff. 60-40 split rear seats. Okay. Warranties. Let's talk a little bit about these. So standard 4-year, 50,000-mile limited vehicle warranty. You've got an 8-year, $100,000 battery warranty for the standard one, and 120,000 miles for the long-range version. So the long-range version, you're going to get 310 miles range. You're going to go fast from 0 to 60. Not, fast like a Model S, but fast. And your top speed's 140. And you're going to do that 170 miles range in about 30 minutes. That's the same, basically, as the S right now. Okay, and you can't unclick this. I'm trying to unclick this. It's unclickable. It's not clickable. And then you have to get the premium upgrades. The premium upgrades is heated seating, okay. You've got some nice wood decor. You get the glass roof. You get your 4 USB ports. You get your adjustable steering column and the side mirrors. And you get driver profiles. Driver profiles. And you get your premium audio system, so you get more tweeters and sub stuff. And you can view all premium upgrades. So let's do that. So it's all the stuff that we sort of talked about. You've also got your auto dimming, and you've got power folding and heated side mirrors, LED fog lamps, center console with covered storage, whereas the standard interior just sort of has FM and internet streaming and textile seating. And center console, it's got 2 USB ports. Dual climate zone, okay. So you get a bit more stuff with the premium. I'm not sure, frankly, whether I would have done that if I didn't have to. But it is what it is. In order to get the car soon, you got to do this. So we said, let's get started. So here's the cost before savings, $55,000 so far. And the loan, $770 a month. After incentives, $709. So let's go back to cash. I'll just give you this cash number. Delivery in 4 weeks. Let's go to next. Now you can start configuring the car. And there's a few things that you need to know here. So obviously you can have the black. A lot of people like the black. That looks pretty good. The red. Well, that looks pretty good. Midnight silver metallic, which is a pretty dark metallic color. That looks pretty good. The blue. Oh, I like the blue. Looks really good. The white. I quite like the white. And of course, the silver. I like them all. That's the problem. I really like all of these. And then you can choose your wheels. You can have the aero wheels, which a lot of people don't like this funky look. I think they actually look fine. Or you can do the sport wheels, which a lot of people like. But that's $1,500 for the sports wheel. I want the distance. I want the aero wheels. And I personally, man, any of these would be fine. But I think I'm going to go blue. Because that, I don't know, it just looks pretty to me. So let's hit next. So now you get to do autopilot stuff. So autopilot, it says this is increasing in capability, and it's got lots of safety features. And the standard safety features, and this is good to know, is automatic emergency braking, side collision warning, front collision warning. So that's standard. They've got the cameras turned on to do that stuff. And then you've got enhanced autopilot. So it'll stay in the traffic, and it'll change lanes, and it'll transition from one freeway to another, exit the freeway and self-park at your destination. What? Doesn't do that in my Model S right now. This is a driver assistance feature with the driver responsible at all times. Software has begun rolling out, and features will continue to be introduced as validation is completed. So a lot of the stuff they're talking about here doesn't exist yet. They make it sound like I'm going to get that immediately. We know that doesn't exist yet. So that's a little bit of false advertising, frankly. Now, full self-driving capacity. In the future, they don't say when, Model 3 will be capable of conducting trips with no action required by the person in the driver's seat. The functionality is dependent upon extensive software validation, regulatory approval. It is not possible to know exactly when it will be available. This is a highly dependent on local regulatory approval, which may vary. It's also dependent on the tech. So if you want to save yourself $5,000, you can uncheck this, and you can get down to $50,000. I'm going to get it. If you get it later, all the hardware's there, all the software is there and getting updated constantly. So you can add it later, but it's going to cost you an extra $1,000. And the same for this. Now, I've been burnt before. I got a Model S leased, and I clicked on this, and it's over a year old, and we haven't seen any of this. And I don't think we're going to see this at least for another year. At least. So I'm not getting this. I'll pay the $4,000 later. When and if it happens. So let's go to next. So now it's talking about payments. So the base model, $35,000. I got the long range battery because I had to, $9,000. I got the premium upgrades, had to, $5,000. I got it blue for $1,000 because it's $1,000 extra. Anything above white, you have to pay $1,000. Enhanced autopilot, okay, $5,000. Savings, I'm going to get a federal tax credit for a while. I'm going to get the California rebate, and the estimated 5-year gas savings. Well, that totally depends on lots of things, but whatever. So the price is $55,000. Less if you include all the sort of the Tesla savings. So shall I order? Yeah, I think I will. So to order, you click on order, and then you've got to give them a credit card. And then you put down what is, I think, $2,500. And that keeps you in line. So let's do this. On those forms, they also get you to tell you where you're going to pick it up from. They want to know your proof of insurance. They want your driver's license number and who's going to be on the title and all that kind of stuff. Pretty basic. And then you're all good to go. And then you get a follow-up email that says, we're building the puppy for you. So we'll tell you how it goes. They say 4 weeks. Pretty exciting. If you're lucky enough to be early on the list, then that's what you can expect. But remember that you've got limited choices. You have to do the big battery, you have to do the premium upgrades, and you can have any internal color as long as it's black. You can change the wheels a little bit, you can change the color. That's about all, but still, super exciting.